The best mix of music.
Class 95.
It is time for...
Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
You know, Mutton, our guest is a parkour coach.
Yes.
She could jump in your face several times and smash it.
No, she only uses her powers for good. Let's say good morning to Gwen. Hi, Gwen.
Hey, Gwen.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to the studio. You are Singapore's only female parkour coach. So cool to have you here.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you
So
for having
much
me.
we want to ask you.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Let's start with the baseline.
Yeah.
What is parkour? Please explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so parkour in the most layman terms is actually going from point A to point B in the most efficient manner possible. That's the most layman term.
Okay, I like that description, but why are you all jumping around on staircases, building to building? What is the how you say, the genesis of parkour, and why do you guys do it?
Isn't it very obvious what the genesis of parkour is?
What?
Spider-Man.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Very
so
good.
actually we don't jump from building to building. We kind of try to disassociate from that notion.
Oh,
Kind of.
okay.
Yeah, but I mean it's not a commonly known fact because it's,
Sure.
like sensationalized media.
Yeah, you
Right.
see
Clips
videos
that
of
go
people
popular.
doing it, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So essentially, what do you teach? Like, do you go to a HDB block and tell, okay, jump from 7th floor? No. What is the teaching method, and what do you teach?
So usually for starters, so I mean we always say that parkour is for everyone. Right?
No,
Yeah.
lah.
Yes.
No, lah. He cannot.
Can.
No.
For context, my youngest student is 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
3 years old?
Yeah. And my oldest is 74.
Yo,
Yeah.
get out of town. A 74
Yeah.
Wow.
And you'd be surprised to hear that actually quite a lot of our students are at least 40 and above.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously?
A very big demographic of
Oh
our
my
students.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain the love for parkour. Why do you do it? Why do you do what you do?
Right. Okay. So before I started parkour, I was actually dancing for like 17 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of ruined my knees.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
when my now husband, at first he tried to convince me to try.
Yeah.
I was
he,
very
he tried to
reluctant.
get down on one knee, but he couldn't, right? Because he dances. Just kidding.
Yeah, no. So he was trying to get me to try parkour with him because I would always accompany him for sessions. But I'll
Okay.
just be sitting around, under the hot sun.
While he did the
Yeah, so I'll
exercise,
just be
right.
watching him and it's like, why don't you try something? So for one whole year, I said, no, I'll wreck my knees further. I'm going to sprain my ankles, then I can't compete in my dance competitions.
Sure.
No way. So, I don't know what happened. One day, I think I was just bored.
Right.
So I was sitting there and then he was like, okay, I think you want to just try a jump
Yeah.
on flat ground.
Right.
I was like, I mean, since you say it's on flat ground, sure. And then I tried.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I could do this?
Right.
That's fun. And then I think the excitement comes from like being able to do new things that
Yep.
you didn't think was possible for your body previously.
Okay.
Yeah, because in dance, like I would do things like cartwheels, I dance in heels.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
But in parkour, it's like you're unlocking, unlocking new moves from time to
Wow,
time.
so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, you mentioned a few minutes ago that you want to dispel this notion that it's jumping from building to building. How would you explain parkour to someone who's never heard the term before or never seen people do parkour before? Explain it in the most layman terms possible.
Right. So usually the point A to point B explanation is the most common one we give.
Okay.
But other than that, we always say it's how you interact with your environment, your given environment. Yeah, and how much fun you can make out of it, how innovative you can get.
Okay.
That's usually what we encourage in classes,
Right.
especially for newcomers.
So if you don't jump from building to building, staircase to staircase, you jump where? like what's happening? Where are you going?
We jump from wall to wall.
Wall to
Okay.
wall? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Like I said, Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And this is a form of what would you call it? Extreme sport, exercise. What is it?
I think we would classify it as an extreme sport.
Yeah,
But
okay.
because of how parkour is taught
Yeah.
in a very progressive manner, that's why we say that we believe it's for everyone.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because in
Like
a
you
way,
said, a 74-year-old.
yes,
can do it.
yeah.
Right.
So that lady, she came in with no prior like fitness background.
She just thought it was a Sheng Siong sale. and then she ended up doing parkour and she loved it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
pretty much it. That's incredible. I've tried parkour before.
Yeah, oh, you did?
Yeah, I've tried to jump over the table to punch him, but
Yeah.
I fell down and
Oh,
it didn't work.
that's a good start.
It's a start.
No, it's a bad
yeah.
start. I've given up. But-
So, you being Singapore's only female parkour coach, would you go as far as to say that it's very male dominated?
Yes, without a doubt. Yes.
Okay. And, okay, how do you coach parkour? Like, for example, you said your youngest is 3, right?
Yeah.
What is it that you teach them to do at such a young or old age?
So, wow, thank you for asking that question.
yeah, sure.
I appreciate it. So, usually at the start, we teach basics like crawling,
Okay.
balancing, which is a very underlooked skill in parkour. A lot of people think, oh, parkour, I must be able to jump very big. I must be able to do all these crazy moves. But actually, at the basic level, it's a lot about balance. It's a lot about working your whole body and, like working with it rather than against it. So, a lot of people think, oh, maybe I'm not fit enough to try.
Yeah. Sure.
But that's the thing, because the sport grows with you as you grow in fitness level, as you grow in strength. Yeah. So usually that's how we progressively teach. We match the individual's skill level rather than, try to force something that they're not made for,
No,
Yeah.
okay. So hubby is here too, and he's the one who got you involved in parkour.
Yeah.
And of course, finally, you guys set up your own parkour school, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
How do I put this up? What did you guys do before this, and was it the right move? Pardon the pun, to move into parkour.
As in, right move, sorry, I didn't.
As in, what were you guys doing before this?
Oh, okay. So before this, we were actually in the film industry.
Oh, seriously?
Okay. Were you
Whoa.
stuntmen? No.
No. I have tried that before. It's quite fun and exciting, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before that, we were more of like behind the camera.
Oh,
Sure.
Okay.
So editing and video production,
Yes,
that was
yes,
actually
yes.
our main line of work.
Wow.
Fantastic.
For the longest
Okay.
time, yeah.
And then you decided to throw everything away and do this and never look back.
They
right?
made the
Yeah.
jump
They
Yes,
made the
I
jump
made
to
the leap
a
of
new
faith.
to a new
leaps
career.
and bounds. Yeah.
I know. Oh, so many more questions we want for you. We want to ask you, including, of course, we got to talk, because this is all about occupation, right?
Yes.
We got to talk about the money of it.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely, yeah,
like
yeah.
how much it will cost to learn parkour, how much you can make being a parkour coach, and also we want to talk about perhaps the other side of it that people don't see, and that is how it can go wrong. And
Right, of course,
how
of course.
coaching
We
can,
have to, right?
how coaching, can actually help you prevent things from going wrong with injuries and stuff like that. So many more questions we have for Gwen. If you want to say hi, we are live on Class95's Facebook right now. Facebook.com/Class95FM. Pop a chat in to say hi to Gwen. In fact, a lot of people have already come in to say hi to you. And I think some of your former or current students are there as well.
Oh, nice.
Who are already saying hi. So, we're live on Class95 says Facebook. Come say hi. We're back right after this song. Taylor Swift on Class95 and Shake It Off.
So if
All
you're
right.
just joining us, welcome to Muttons in the Morning on Facebook Live. And this is, of course, Gwen, our parkour coach, along with hubby, who's the cameraman today. But very cool stuff to have you guys here with us, because a parkour school. Now, what's your sign-up rate? Is it,
Yeah.
is there a waiting list? Tell us about
How
the
does it
school
work?
and
Yeah.
how you guys set it up.
So we actually kind of took over on a whim when
Okay.
the previous company that we were with kind of fell apart.
Oh.
Then I say we, but actually mostly my husband.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he felt really bad because he was like, oh, like we have parkour is very big on community.
Yeah.
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 So he was thinking about it for many days actually. Then
Okay.
finally he came to me. He was like, what do you think if I take over?
Oh, you took over the school, right?
Yeah, and he said
right.
because he felt bad that the coaches would suddenly not have a regular class to teach. He felt bad that the students would, like we built a lot of friendships in class.
Yes.
course, yeah.
So he was like, oh, if we suddenly lose all of this, it's very sad because
Yeah.
we worked so hard to build it up.
Sure,
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, so we decided to just take the literal leap of faith.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly,
Take
right,
over
yeah.
the school.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, amazing.
Literally.
And you were telling me you guys have been in business for about 3 years now.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your take-up rate? Is it, would you call it a very successful business venture?
I would say it's at the start, it was really slow.
Sure.
Because we had a lot of people coming in. They would ask me questions like, oh, if we do parkour outdoors, will my child get very hurt?
Right.
Or if we had a lot of questions post-COVID where parents are saying, if my child touches the floor and my child chooses to lick their hand and my child gets sick, I know
Then
it sounds
teach
funny.
your child properly lah. Wow,
It's funny in hindsight, but we actually got a lot of questions because they'd be
Sure.
like, would you provide wet wipes for my child?
Sure.
We were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
we will
why
try
not,
our
why
best.
not? Yeah.
But maybe you can let your child know not to lick their hands
Yeah.
after
Exactly,
touching
right?
the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think now the pickup rate has gotten a lot better because
that's brilliant.
people are starting to understand that parkour is not, like, oh, I'm sending you to your grave the moment you join the sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you actually train the proper way to do parkour.
That's
So,
right, yeah.
That's important.
So for people tuning in on Facebook Live right now, and don't worry, we'll repeat this on air later.
Yeah.
What is the name of your school?
Lion City Parkour.
Lion City Parkour.
I love
Wow,
that.
what a
Nice.
cool name.
Thank you.
LCP. Lion City Parkour.
LCP,
Wow.
Ironically, has his initials in it. His initials are CP.
Oh, there you go.
CP. There was this whole joke that went on when we first started the company because people were like, CP? LCP?
Cool.
Very nice. Lion City Parkour.
Lion
I
City
love that.
Parkour. And you know what? I mean, if it's something that you want to try that's new, that not many people have.
Yeah, absolutely.
have-
And every time you watch videos of parkour on YouTube
Oh.
or online or whatever,
Yeah.
right? These guys look amazing. They're literally like Spider-Man,
Yeah.
jumping here and there and having a lot of fun doing it as well.
All right, so many more questions for Gwen. We're going to go back live on air right now to continue this chat with Gwen. I think if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can see hubby just creeping into the shot right now.
You
Sneaking
can walk
in.
all around,
Yeah,
man.
sneaking in. I mean, he's the guy who started all of this, right?
Exactly.
So, all right, let's
At
go.
some point of this, I'm sure we'll see him jumping around.
Yeah. Let's go back live. Here we go.
That's what you do if you fall down after parkour. You just shake it off and get
it
back
off.
on that wall again.
Taylor Swift on Class 95. Justin and Vernon, Muttons in the morning, driving you to work on a Friday. Every Friday, we love chatting with Singaporeans with very interesting occupations. Today, from Lion City Parkour, Singapore's only female parkour coach. Her name is Gwen.
That's right.
Thanks for waking up early for us this morning, Gwen.
Thank you for having me.
We've established earlier off air that you are not a morning person. So
Not
thank
at
you
all.
for thank you for coming in. So we want to ask more pertinent questions about this occupation that you have. This very unique occupation that you have. In fact, to a certain extent, you're the only one in Singapore because you're the only female
coach, right?
parkour coach, right? First of all, how lucrative is it being a parkour coach? Like don't have to tell us how much you earn, but tell us what are the charges? What do you charge your students for teaching them parkour?
Right. So usually our students, I mean, we have like the first time fee.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's about $25. But subsequently, it kind of depends on what kind of membership or drop-in package you sign up for.
Right.
So on average, I would say it's about 30-ish per class.
Oh wow, that's
very reasonable.
a lot cheaper than doing personal training at the gym.
Exactly, right,
Or going for a lot of these fitness classes that
Or
cost
going for a Blackpink concert.
Oh,
You know,
no,
I mean,
no, no,
yeah, that's
$30
one off. This
$30
is
feels-
a regular training session. So, these are the charges for kids or people of any age group, right? What can you do after you learn these skills?
Oh.
After you learn. So let's say like if you stop the sport.
No,
or,
let's say you've trained and done the full course and all that. What can you do with yourself having, this discipline of parkour now?
Wow, I would say until now, after being in the sport for 5 years,
Yes.
I would feel like I still have so much more to learn.
Oh, wow.
Right.
It's kind of never ending because your skills evolve as you evolve.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, but on average, let's say if you do parkour for a while, apparently I had this student, she's like a PE teacher.
Okay.
She told me apparently there are studies shown that parkour is a very good donor sport.
Oh, wow.
So basically what that means is the skills
It starts
learned-
from there. Like, yeah.
Yes, correct. So if you play soccer, if you play basketball,
Yeah.
a lot of skills actually get better if you train in parkour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because, you
incredible.
kind of train your body to be more, I guess, flexible,
Adaptable.
powerful, adaptable.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure it trains your core a lot.
Yes, it does actually.
That really helps you in other sports as well. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So it could be actually a sport that people take on the side to an extent.
Yeah.
To play
improve themselves.
to play a main sport.
Yes, that's right.
Can I ask you about venues?
Venues.
Where in Singapore?
Well, theoretically anywhere, right?
Theoretically,
Theoretically
anywhere.
anywhere.
Walls, right?
But
But where do you
are there
guys
specific
operate,
places you do, or and then as a side question, you can answer this later. Do the authorities come after you guys like,
Oh,
hey,
no,
cannot
that's a can of
bounce on this
worms."
wall,
Stop being a monkey.
Oh
yeah.
no,
so-
that's a
so-
huge can of worms.
So yeah, we love worms. So please,
Oh.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so usually we have classes outdoors, mainly in. You're actually not wrong.
Right.
Singapore's landscape is actually perfect for parkour.
We're
Yes.
a concrete jungle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do actually have people coming in for what we call parkour tourism.
Oh wow.
Singapore is very big on a lot of
such
people's
thing,
landmarks. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You'd be surprised.
Very
So a lot
nice.
of our friends, they would actually come in just to train in Singapore's landscape, knowing that it's perfect.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
recently we just came back from Korea,
Yeah.
and to be able to train outdoors in Korea, you kind of have to travel like 45 minutes by train, then you got to walk maybe like 30 minutes to your destination.
Okay.
In Singapore, it's kind of like you hop off a bus or a train, you walk 2 minutes.
And it's right there.
It's right there. Yeah.
Wow. So where do you guys train? Like where do you conduct your classes?
So usually now we have them at Bishan, Holland Village.
Okay.
There's a parkour park in Jurong Lake Gardens.
Are you kidding?
It's actually a parkour park.
There's a parkour
Yes.
park. Wow.
It came up about 2 years ago, but it's in Jurong Lake Gardens.
Okay.
very
yeah, okay,
cool.
no, it's a bit
It's
far.
nearby
It
here,
is a-
Matan.
Oh, it's nearby here. Yeah.
Well, you can go, Matan. You can start your parkour.
Yeah, you can try.
But so basically, you guys can conduct classes anywhere, but you concentrate on these areas.
Yeah.
So time for you to answer that difficult question.
Yeah, what about authorities? Like how do you
do people
get
come
into
after you and say, "Hey, you cannot train here"? Dangerous.
Actually, yes.
Yes, right.
So recently, I think even just as recent as last week, we're having kids parkour camps nowadays
Okay.
in this season.
Yeah.
So
School
we
holidays.
have indoor camps and we also have outdoor camps.
Sure.
So we actually had a resident come over and kind of like, oh, you guys shouldn't be doing this. But we do get that quite often. And I think it's kind of in the notion of, the term NIMBYs? Not in my backyard. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Understand.
okay.
Yeah, so they'd be like, oh, you're on public property. Why are you jumping on public property?
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, you're dirtying the walls.
That's what I thought. People.
Do you clean the walls for us?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, so usually, we have gotten used to that and we have taken on like the task of bringing out wet wipes sometimes.
Okay.
So we encourage the kids
At least
to
you're
clean up.
responsible there.
Yeah. But I've ever had a resident stay in the spot until he watched me clean.
Right.
So he was like, I'm not leaving until I see
There
you
are
clean.
people like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he was asking me to clean a wall that was mossy, dirty, has been around for like 30 years maybe.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I will clean. Sorry.
Oh
You should ask him to touch that mossy wall and lick his hand.
Yeah.
Just like
Maybe.
the students, yeah.
So it's quite funny. Some of them do get a little bit aggressive. So I've ever had to call the police on someone.
Wow.
Sure.
But that's because I was teaching a class full of kids.
Wow.
And he was kind of threatening the kids. He was saying, like you stupid young blah, blah, blah.
Why are there
If you
people
come
like
back
that?
again, see what I'll do to you. Don't think I cannot do anything to you. Then my kid came over. He was like, Coach Gwen, something's happening there. and I just got threatened.
Right.
So I had to tell the uncle, I said, Uncle, if you continue doing this, you already take photos and videos without consent.
Yeah.
Now you still want to threaten? I think I might have to escalate this to authorities.
Sure.
And he ran away.
Ran away.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The moment he saw the police come, he ran.
Of
Like
course.
all these cowards.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's so intriguing what you guys
Yeah.
do, like parkour. Not only does it help you improve your skills and to do other things, there is kind of a career in it. Like we said earlier, you can be stuntmen, stunt women.
Correct.
Yeah.
You.
I mean, you can follow Gwen's footsteps and be a coach because
be a
coach
obviously
as well.
there's a wide
Absolutely.
open
Very
market
interesting
in
industry,
Singapore. Let's ask you to wind down. We got to ask you about the risks though, right?
yes.
Because when it comes
It is
to
an extreme sport.
it is an extreme sport. If you're doing a lot of jumping and hopping, you could risk falling and all that. So, how much are the risks involved, and how do you, as a coach, try to mitigate these risks?
Wow, I love that question. So actually, what we always tell students is
He
that
sounds like your typical kiasu parent.
I love it. Yes, I love it.
And he
Please
doesn't
ask
even
me.
have children.
Oh, so ask me all the questions. Yeah. So usually, what we tell students is that the risk is kind of mitigated by yourself.
Okay.
Sure.
So you
okay.
you choose how much. Like any sport, there is a certain level of risk, right?
Yes.
We have had parents come and tell me, oh, my child was playing soccer. The soccer ball hit my daughter's arm. My daughter's arm broke.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so in parkour, I would say, I mean, touch wood, I myself haven't gotten any serious form of injury.
Okay.
And in fact, in my classes, I would say the serious injuries only happen, like when people are not focused.
When you're careless. And,
Or like,
okay.
maybe you're a little bit tired. We're like, okay, I think I still want to do this, even though my body is tired. I've trained maybe 3 days in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. So we tell the students that the risk is kind of up to you how much you want to put into it. For me, I'm a bit more careful because like, I have knee problems from 17 years of
you
dance.
mentioned, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when I train and when I teach, I think that comes across in my coaching style and personality, even in the way I train as an athlete. I'm usually very slow with my progressions and I try to make sure that my body is physically ready before I try something.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas for like my husband, for example, he's already been in the sport for 17 years himself.
Right.
So he's more aware at this point of time, what can his body do, what can't his body do.
Okay.
And he navigates the risk from there. Yeah.
So you would say, and obviously, with a good coach, with a good coach in parkour,
Sure.
you can actually help to reduce the risks and learn the proper techniques.
Yes.
I suppose.
Correct.
I mean, as opposed to just going out on your own and doing it.
Because wouldn't the most dangerous thing, I'm trying to help you sell your business here.
Oh, thank you.
Wouldn't the most dangerous thing be you watch a YouTube video and you go, I can do that. And then you go and try and then you go and you break your neck. You know,
Yes,
that would be the
actually,
most
yeah.
dangerous thing, right? Whereas if you're properly coached how to do certain things,
Well, it's the same with like skateboarding.
A lot of things,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
Skydiving
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
there's always the right way to go and do a particular sport, especially extreme sport, by learning the ropes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, couple of things that we need you to share right now. First of all, tell everybody how people can sign up to learn parkour from you, whether they're 3 years old or 74 years old. How do they sign up with you guys?
Okay, so we have a booking portal, but you can get our administrative number from our website, which is lioncityparkour.com.
LionCityParkour.com.
Yeah, or
Okay.
Instagram also.
All right.
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
same thing, Lion City Parkour. And from there, you can actually sign up through like contacting us or going straight to the booking portal and purchasing a trial pass.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go. Simple.
For
Very
people who don't
easy.
know, parkour is spelled Parkour. Correct?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
thank you. I was,
Thank you for
I was sort of
clarifying.
guessing, but I think
No,
I got
you're
it correct.
spot on.
And more importantly, because we're bringing you here as Singapore's only female parkour coach right now. For people who have dabbled in parkour or have thought of it before, how can they be like you? What advice do you have for people who might want to do what you do?
As an industry.
Yeah.
Or like as a coach.
Yeah.
As a coach or use parkour to make money. Like, basically.
Right. I would say be very honest and open when it comes to learning from the basics. Because I think a lot of people come in and they think, oh, if I want to be maybe a stunt woman, I need to come in and have like this high level of skills, or I must be able to execute a lot of difficult moves.
The advanced moves. Right.
Yes, and then they are very impatient with learning the basics. But the basics is what gets you, like your proper foundation,
That's
your
right.
good form. It helps you lessen your chance of injury as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
So I think a lot of people come in and they're like, oh, I saw that video. I should be able to do something like that in a week.
Right.
So I've actually had students, they come in after the first lesson, they say, can I be an intermediate student now?
Right.
So we have to
They want
very
to skip
honestly
the
tell them,
beginner
correct.
phase.
Yeah.
Right,
So they'll be like, oh, I'm actually quite strong. I go to the gym. Can I now be intermediate?
Right.
So we have to very realistically and gently tell them, maybe you should focus on learning the foundations and the basics
Absolutely,
first.
Of
Yeah.
course.
It's like me watching Lionel Messi and then thinking, I can play football like that. And then drinking a lot of water and just sitting down most of the time.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. Gwen, amazing. You shared so much with us this
Thank
morning
you.
about the world of parkour and, of course, the progression of parkour in Singapore. Hopefully, eventually, there'll be more of you soon. People
Oh, I would
teaching
love for
parkour
that, yes.
across Singapore and,
Please
and,
come and join us.
and the love for the sport. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you
so
for
much,
having me.
Oh, now you can bounce out of here with CP.
Class 95 weather.